कृपया ध्यान दीजिए, the language used on the podcast may not be fit for consumption. We warn you, tread carefully. But listen yaar, don't be so conservative.
It's amazing, guys. I mean, the letters of congratulations for 1,000th episode that are coming in. I kid you not, letter after letter. I mean, you can see that this is a collection of different letters that, have come in. And you may be asking, why letters? But the people who listen to the podcast are old. And, so they write letters. They're from another world. I just appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Ajay. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Arun. Thank you, Gigamish. Thank you, Shaheen. I don't have time to thank everyone, but thank you, really. In the meantime, not to thank is the panel we've got together. No one else was available, so clearly we have these three. Silvery is not even paying attention. Meghnad is in Delhi.
I am.
He has run away from the job, Abbas, within the first 1 week. He just went back. And of course, Abbas was now an actor in a Hindi film set in 1937, which will tell us why he was cast in that film. Because apparently, please go ahead. What is the movie called?
Ghoomer.
Ghoomer. Okay.
Ghoomer.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Like,
okay. Like spin, I guess.
Like
It's
what
a
will happen to
dance
the
form,
movie when
I don't know. In
nobody
this
watches
particular,
it.
so we are talking about R Balki's next film, which stars Abhishek Bachchan and me. But I
you should
was
say
cast...
Abbas and Abhishek Bachchan. Let's be honest.
That's true, yes. No, but I actually auditioned at first for the heroine's younger brother ka role.
And they're like, no, tumhe to uncle ka role karna chahiye.
No, so I'm assuming it was because I'm fat and they have this long, how auditions work is these, what are they called? Antariksh, these casting companies.
Couches.
Not couches. Casting agents have a body type ka thing.
And
So the first scene I auditioned for, the audition was just like, you have to eat and be like, kya khana hai or something, some shit like that.
But that didn't come naturally to you.
Apparently I was too good in that. So then they called me back and they're like, you know what, hum chahte hain ki aap bartender
What
ka
did
role
they
kare."
feed you though?
Okay.
Butter chicken. I mean, in the audition, I was just eating an empty plate, but it
You're
was
eating an
supposed to
empty
be.
plate.
Yes.
No wonder.
Abbas,
You're eating
one
like
second.
steel and
That you've
Like,
realized.
we can't trust him with plates. Let's make him a bartender.
Abbas, that you've rehearsed at IBM, what you get here. So, you've done a lot of that. Yeah.
At least you can
Easy
afford plates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they were like, no, we want you to be a bartender. So then I had to pretend to make drinks in my audition. And they were like, yeah, you're the
I
one.
want to come back to the casting couch because Silvery makes naive comments. Boss,
Yeah.
I don't know
Naive.
what you're thinking. What are the chances that this producer,
Someone wants
director, will
Abbas
call Abbas
Mohammed.
and say, come on the couch? I'm thinking,
The way he ate that plate, I wonder what else he can eat.
सोच के किसको बुलाएगा? Abbas को बुलाएगा. I'm thinking all these young
Exactly.
girls are standing
Yeah.
outside. He's saying, you all do the audition properly. Huh? Abbas, aja.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Can I just say, Sparsh is so fed up of this show, he's working on another show right next to me on his laptop. He's stopped giving fucks after this.
And he's eating from an empty plate. Because he's
Yesterday
an
was a
IBM.
big achievement for Sparsh. He's
Yeah.
been working on the show for 1 month, and he put together 1,000.
1 month. Like a week ago, he started planning.
No,
the
no.
whole thing.
No, but he actually worked only 3 days. He's right.
Yeah.
But 3 days that he stayed overnight. We have to.
But let's give him some credit. Yeah, he's a young kid who
No,
mind
he
his
got
own
enough
music.
credit yesterday. Let's
No,
not
no.
overdo it.
Listen,
fine.
bro.
I mean, he deserves it.
I was so impressed.
Yeah.
How is within 5 minutes his hair and shirt changed. It was like Chaya Geet from the 90s. When you
Yeah.
put on TV, the heroine is in Kashmir, then
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
in Kerala, all
Yeah.
in one verse.
It was
No,
a
it's,
it was a costume change.
Costume change.
Yes.
You have said it, sir. Costume
Yes.
change. Par
It's
excellence.
true. Whenever if I roast Silvery on the show, I'm like, he's just 4 years younger to me, so he's kind of a compatriot. But when I roast Sparsh, I'm like, but
Bullying.
he's a kid. Yeah, he's 22.
Literally bullying
Why am I bullying?
A
him?
junior.
Yeah.
I don't know what should I say. What do I call him? I don't know.
Yeah. Correct.
Do you guys pay him for
Shawik
overtime?
Bakshi,
Shawik
way
is
too
sad.
long.
Is asking,
Okay.
do you guys pay him overtime? Do we, Sparsh?
No, man.
No.
Yeah.
No.
He stays out of his own. It's not. There's no need to stay. He's staying back because he's
Compassion.
slow.
Compassion.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Also,
He's
when you're in
dedicated to
the
job.
Yeah.
when
We
you're in
don't
the media
pay people for
industry,
being dedicated to the job.
Meghnad,
There's
I
no
don't want to
overtime in
sound
media
there is
arrogant,
no overtime.
but
Yeah.
he told me,
That's true.
I just wanted to work with you guys. I just had this opportunity, it's like when you get to work with, say, a Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, that kind of thing as a young
Yeah,
cricketer.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
that feeling. So he was,
Precisely.
Huh.
yeah. So we should
Now
be
you are
nice.
saying
why
that
I'm-
you are
now
saying
I-
that
now
Sparsh
you know
is
why
laughing
I'm
on the
working
side.
so hard.
Yeah.
In your case, Meghnad, you were here for one day and you ran back to Delhi. So I don't think you have the same issue
Listen,
whatsoever.
I have a special arrangement with IVM. Do not mess with it. I get to spend 1 week in Bombay and 3 weeks in Delhi, and that is perfect for my life.
God, you sound like Kejriwal. Okay,
I sound like
listen.
Kejriwal.
Yeah, he's also rushing off for a week here and there. Can't handle it anymore.
Oh,
You
Acha,
sound like
Meghnad,
Modi ji.
okay.
1 week in India, 3 weeks outside the country.
No, I was thinking
That's
मेरा
what-
नया mic है IVM में
Oh.
दिया है. So
Wow.
Humble
wow.
brag.
is that why I'm sounding like Kejriwal? Because
No,
I
no,
thought that
no.
my voice will be much deeper.
Again,
and
too much
better.
layer thinking for our show. I told you, don't go
Yeah.
there. Just stay simple. Meghnad,
Listen, if you dumb fucks don't understand my analogy, it's not my fault.
Meghnad ji, can I
Taking
just
an
say
ice
this?
pick
we'll
to
get
a
a
frozen
pickaxe
lake.
again, don't worry.
Pickaxe, sorry,
we'll get a
not ice
pickaxe
pick.
and
That I-
make
that
holes with
is-
it
that-
in the
I
ice
want
again.
Sylvie, dig out that line now. We must play it
If
separately
we,
when
if
we're
we
feeling
can find
low.
it somewhere, we'll have to do it. Wait for next episode.
They
It's
can
a
also
whole
hear it on a
process.
loop whenever they're feeling low. Yeah, come on. It's like a chant or something. Meghnad, listen. I
How
swear
does
to you,
Meghnad break the ice in a conversation? He uses a
Pickaxe.
with a pickaxe. Meghnad, I've been
Yeah.
talking to some guys at the breakfast table in the morning about
Okay.
this partner word. And so finally,
Huh.
one guy said, boss, he's using it because the woke people cannot say wife or husband. I don't know how true this is because I'm not woke enough. But and that's why you put the word partner, because now saying wife is assuming ownership. And you don't want that or possessiveness or whatever. So partner is a neutral term. Is this the correct reason? If so, I will walk
I
out of the
think-
show. Tell me now.
Yes, it is actually because wife
I have to
has
know,
been
guys.
bye, Cyrus. But
shortest
I think
episode of
it's the
Cyrus.
it is
Apollo,
a small step towards reducing patriarchy's influence on us. Too many words, I know, but still.
But-
Why is wife?
But
If I
does
say
your
my
partner
wife,
also say partner,
my
or
is
does
the
she
pro-
call you your
Yes,
husband
yes.
or husband?
No, she calls me
No,
my
because-
partner.
Oh, okay.
It's a language thing. I'm saying wife is one thing. My wife is something else. When you say my wife,
I get it.
like my dog, my cat, my bat.
My
no,
Oh,
wife.
so you're
that's-
saying the wife
Like
is better.
Borat.
The wife is
I
better
say
than
the
my wife.
Exactly
My
my point. I say
wife.
the wife.
Okay.
Or I say
Okay, I get it.
his wife. I like his wife better. Like
I
that's
say
a
the
normal
master.
sentence. Yeah.
But in a very real
Okay.
sense,
Or
We
let's
need to
say
know
listen.
that.
Like, Silvery, the normal thing is I prefer your wife. You know, that's what normal
Yeah, yeah.
people say to
You
each
get
other. Sorry.
You get it.
partner,
I call
partner.
her.
Huh.
Nothing.
So see, I was right. The guy was right who told me about the war. Huh?
he was right. Yeah, he was right.
No, no,
just
I
that
was under the-
I caught the disdain in what he said as well. So, or maybe you added the disdain in
No,
what he
I-
said.
These
don't disdain.
these
I was like-
millennials, I tell you, was
know.
like-
kind of the
I don't
the
understand
vibe.
proprietorship to the word wife or whatever. I don't find that alone as proprietorship. I don't get that.
I mean, it's not exactly, so partner, when you say partner, it also like that word has a sense of equality.
Equality.
in-
That
Yeah,
I give you. It's a
Also, you
much
think of
better word.
Salman
Very
Khan,
real
Govinda.
Govinda.
Yes.
Your
Do you
partner
want a
is your partner, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, they are in a partnership.
I have a
with
Punjabi
you.
friend who told
running
me,
a household,
"Arey boss,
whatever.
I want you to meet my Bancho's wife." For example, that was totally different. What the hell is? I'm not lying. I swear. He's like, "Hey, Brusha, aja, meet my Bancho's wife." I'm not lying. How about that?
Okay.
It should have been the other way around. Meet my wife, Bancho.
That
And,
I've heard many
partner-
times, boss.
Yeah.
Partner is
That's-
also gender neutral.
That's how
right?
Meghnad
So-
introduces his partner also, by the way.
Wow.
There you go.
Meghnad
Devika Lakhote saying partner is
Exactly.
also gender neutral.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. That it's
So
a
then
gender
she can't say
neutral.
she can't say husband either. I mean, from her
No,
perspective.
she says partner as well. So I mean, she also calls me her partner, and I also call her
What do you
my
say in Hindi?
partner.
What do you say in Hindi?
Sathi.
God, come on, boss, don't do this.
Hamrahi.
Hum
What is-
Sathi.
What is Hamrahi?
Hum Raha mein
मेरी
chalne wala.
शादी-
Hamrahi. Yeah,
Maybe that
Hamrahi.
sounds-
I
that
don't
sounds
ever
sissy.
What
use
the
that
fuck?
word. Just
Stop
to be
laughing.
clear.
This Sparsh is laughing.
Oh,
I gave a very
God.
articulate explanation.
Delhi,
जो
Delhi's
आपकी राह में
finished.
साथ दे हम राही
Abbas, Delhi's finished. What the hell?
Can you
What else?
introduce
I
us
mean,
part?
I
Can
never
you start?
use that word. So
Can you start introducing your
जीवन
partner?
साथी there you go
Okay, Jeevan Sathi is nice. Yeah.
yeah
Can you start introducing your partner as my
It's
beloved?
Not Jeevan Sathi and .com are also
Quite
fine, yeah. That's
heavy.
a different spin to it, man. You can't in a normal conversation say, hey, "Oh, Sathi, aja."
Life
It just
partner.
sounds odd.
Jeevan Sathi is life partner. That's
Yeah.
spouse let me
That's-
introduce you
That's
to my
being
spouse
ambitious. That's being
yeah, that's
ambitious.
ambitious.
Pressure.
Also, that's also
Who
pretty
are
pressure.
possessive only.
तूने date लगाया उस पे. Don't put a date.
who are the
Yeah.
people who use better half? I found that
Better half.
I find
Oh, yeah.
that-
You find that
Yeah.
patronizing.
I've seen
You find that patronizing, right?
people of
Reverse-
Cyrus's
reverse-
age.
I remember when the
Gang.
Sushmita Sen and Lalit Modi thing was going on.
My wife, Banjot. What the Abbas, what the hell is that?
Yeah. Someone had commented, right, when the Sushmita Sen Lalit Modi thing had come off, and he had posted saying, "Meet my better
It's only
half."
10 years.
Someone had posted saying, "That's actually your better 3/4." It's a great comment. I forgot. I think it was someone here only, someone from our chat, if I'm not wrong. But anyway,
No, but
So,
sometimes
so in
uncles use it
America-
sarcastically. ये जो है ना मेरी better half.
yeah.
Also, in the same
कुछ
vein,
खाने नहीं-
Americans say
मिठाई
better
खाने
half.
नहीं देती.
Americans and Europeans say things like the ball and chain, for example. They're
ball
supposed to be
chain, yes.
funny.
The ball.
The old ball and chain.
Ball
yes,
and
they-
chain.
The old ball
Okay.
chain, etc.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I've
I'm
heard that in
confused.
song lyrics. I don't know about like in real life.
Ball
Okay.
and chain is a reference to marriage. What?
Yeah, the chain, man. Like you're tied up, man. Come on,
Yeah.
your ball and chain. You
Okay,
can't
no,
go
but-
anywhere.
That sounds BDSME.
You really have a great. A, you have a great marriage. B, you have a good sense of sex. I must immediately you thought BDSM, and
Of course I did.
far from that poor victim's mind as a marriage of 25 years and him feeling repressed and unhappy, and you go straight to BDSM. Unbelievable.
The other thing I thought of was that Wrecking Ball song where Miley
by
Cyrus
Miley
is kicking
Cyrus.
on a wrecking ball. So
Back to your generation. Silvery and I won't talk about these things. We come from
Yeah,
another
yeah.
world.
We are too
More
old.
pure.
So we were
Then
talking
you
about
ask even and
the
well.
old. We were
तेरे
talking
को
about
segue
the-
करने का, segue करने
no,
का.
not on topics.
नहीं नहीं
Not
मैं
on topics.
co-host आज.
Not on topics, but we are talking about the term ball and chain. I just
No.
found out there is also another term called bridge and tunnel. Do you know this? Have any of you heard this phrase?
That
No.
sounds very sexual.
Like that person is a
Bridge.
bridge and tunnel.
Tunnel.
Is like a bridge and tunnel man.
how is it?
What
how
that
is it
means?
The same person is bridge also tunnel
bridge
also.
and
Yeah, what
tunnel
bridge and
under
tunnel
it?
Tunnel goes
means-
under the bridge.
Is a person
The bridge
living
can't
in
go
the
in the tunnel,
suburbs and
boss. That's
perceived
bad
as
engineering. Just in case
What?
you want to argue the point. Sorry.
yeah,
go on.
it's a bridge and tunnel person is a person living in the suburbs and perceived as unsophisticated. I've just
Oh,
found this out
we got
yesterday.
it wrong. I apologize.
Yeah.
So you
but
guys are
that's-
bridge and
That's
tunnel.
a term that exists. Bridge and tunnel.
Okay.
You guys are bridge and tunnel,
That's
and I
Yeah,
personally
we are bridge and tunnel.
accept this. I accept this
Yes.
criticism that you
Yeah,
have to be called bridge and
that's
tunnel.
us.
So from today,
That's the
Silvery,
way
you will be the
from
bridge, and Abbas, you will be the tunnel, and
Together we are
Meghnad is the partner.
bridge and
Does that mean
and
Silvery will
partner.
enter me?
and Sparsh is underage, so he has to wait. Huh?
yeah. Sorry.
Sparsh is
sorry.
Sparsh is under the bridge.
Oh wow.
But over the
RSCP
tunnel.
song. Wow.
Ah.
Nice.
Over the tunnel.
Under the bridge and over the tunnel. That's the album name.
Sometimes I feel
Okay.
better.
Topic
Chalo.
number 1 for today comes from.
No, this is not allowed anymore. Abbas, Shreyas has set
Oh, I'm
the
sorry.
standards very high. You have to segue
Yes,
into
yes.
it.
Meghnad is
No,
right. Meghnad is
actually,
right.
my bad. Before we go
This
into
is
the
not
topics,
happening anymore.
I'm gonna do something which we don't do enough. Everybody
Okay.
watching this, please like this stream and engage with it so that
Great
YouTube,
segue.
YouTube starts
Yes,
pushing
yes.
our videos.
You're like a
And,
teacher in the classroom now.
Yes, I am like a teacher. Speaking of teacher, the Bengal school scare.
Wow. We should just say words. We should just say words, hoping one of them sticks, and Abbas can make.
Well
The
done,
Bengal
well done.
school job
But Shreyas is another
scam.
level, huh? He
Yeah.
doesn't need it to connect also. He's speaking
Yeah, I know.
of gorillas.
He
and
catches
talks
Yeah.
about
words
something
flying
else.
out of
Yeah.
nowhere.
Don't you just
Special
love
talent.
ministers, Abbas?
I love ministers.
And speaking of
Teachers-
ministers,
So the Bengal
Abbas, do you
school
like
jobs.
going to Calcutta?
Oh, I love Calcutta. Speaking
Calcutta.
वो minister
My
तो मिल
favorite
गया
film,
उसको.
Piku,
He's got the
is
pass.
about Bengalis where they take a road trip to Calcutta.
Do
Speaking
you like
of,
parliament? Do you like parliament?
oh, I love the parliament. What a structure. Yeah, the last government,
Let's make it very tough for him. Kanchenjunga.
Kanchan is
a
a
mountain
name.
of cash was found in the house of this
That's very
minister.
Wait,
Great segue.
people watching have no freaking clue what
Yeah.
we're talking about. So there is a school job scam rather that happened.
I mean,
Which,
there's disrespect. Arpita is giving disrespect to Shreyas, the first cousin of our leader. And I think we need to mention this. Of all the people, co-hosts possible, Shreyas is the one who has raised the level of the show and he's laughing his ass off.
that's true. That's true, actually. He's
high praise.
turned out to be like a.
That's both high and low praise, actually. Yes.
No, but every dictator has a left hand, right hand man, no? So Shreyas is
Yeah.
one of them.
Yeah.
I also have one. And
Partha
Partner
Chatterjee was the
क्या हो गया,
minister.
Mr. Egalitarian.
Okay, go
तेरा
on.
partner गया backseat में and अभी you're dictator. It took just 5 lines for you to change from where to where.
Cyrus, can I introduce the topic?
Please,
Yeah,
please,
yeah.
yes. Abbas.
But-
So
do it with
Partha
a flair,
Chatterjee, flair only.
Oh.
Partha Chatterjee was a minister who was.
Do you know any
associated with it.
Bengalis?
Partha
Partha
Chatterjee.
Chatterjee, he's
I've
talking about
dated
Partha
a
Chatterjee.
Bengali.
There you go. That's a great
he
thing.
dated Partha Chatterjee.
segue.
Great man.
Hey, I got
Partha
you
Chatterjee's
want to do this
aide.
way? This story has 2 Parthos to it. Partha 1 and Partha 2. Let's start.
Great.
I'm gonna
Great.
try and soldier on with trying to tell what the topic is.
Now you know what it's like
His
to be surrounded
aide.
by stupid comedians. This is what you're like at home. See.
Partha Chatterjee's aide Arpita Mukherjee
Oh yeah.
is an aide, whatever that means.
Yeah. Is there a
28 crore
picture?
in cash was found at her house. 6 kg of gold, and the cash was in bundles of 2,000 rupees and 500 rupee notes. And apparently, it took all night and multiple note counting machines for them to count the number of the amount of money that they had. My favorite part about this is that
The story is confusing.
the
Is
society,
it that there are 5-year-olds doing this? Why should it take
the
so long to
housing
count
society
notes?
where she lives, she had 2 flats there, one in which she was living, and the other one where all of this stuff was stuffed in. And one of the society members was like, we are concerned about the fact that they have not paid their maintenance bill for the last many months. And many people crowded to see this much amount of cash, which I'm assuming they have never seen in their life, stuffed in one flat.
Yeah.
And that is the
That's
story.
great.
I made
Yeah.
it. I did it.
You made it.
The funniest part to me though was that it almost sounds like a fake story because the two people involved are Chatterjee and Mukherjee, which is the most cliche Bengali names that you can think of.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
every plot line in every movie is a Chatterjee, Mukherjee, Mukherjee,
So what you're
Chatterjee.
saying, it
Sounds like a
goes into
TV
the
show.
It's almost
For
like
you,
you
it
found so
initially
many
rang like
scenes in
Santa Banta
Punjab.
moment
Antariksh.
happening in my head. It was like
Exactly.
Santa Banta, they're going to the bar together
Yes.
and this is the setting
Yeah.
set up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Sounds
basically,
like that.
Chatterjee woke up one day. Sorry, Abbas, back to you.
Chattopadhyayas and Mukhopadhyayas.
Chakraborty and
You know
Mukherjee.
that
Exactly.
The British were the
Yeah.
ones that gave them the.
Well, they
name
had the choice
Chatterjee
to
and
go back,
Mukherjee.
like Kolkata and Chennai and Mumbai. They had the choice. They didn't go back. They kept Chatterjee and Mukherjee. Remember that?
Yeah.
Ganguly is also Gangopadhyay, but he didn't go
Yeah.
back, for example.
Oh,
They didn't
really?
go back.
Oh, I did not know that.
Because
Because
we
the
love
Brits
the British.
They couldn't
We love the British.
pronounce it.
By
Therefore,
the way,
they
one
basically
critic
changed.
called me a Kala Angrezi. I love this title. I want to keep it. Can I now go by the title Kala Angrezi?
Kala
Kala
Angrezi.
Angrezi.
Yeah.
Kala
Black
Angrez or
Angrez.
Kala Angrezi? Kala
Oh, sorry,
Angrezi is what
Kala
you
Angrez,
speak,
Kala
but
Angrez.
you are a
Yeah,
Kala
Kala
Angrez.
Angrez.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, Kala
One
Angrez.
more,
but-
one more interesting thing about this story is that
You're not voting on my name?
No, it's done.
But
you are
Kala
Kala
Angrez
Angrez now.
is an oxymoron, right? Angrez cannot, a Britisher, it's used for white-skinned people, Angrez, the word.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
there must be.
Yeah, but then
Like
they're not called
African
Angrez. I
British
also
people.
used to think this, but then someone clarified it for me. If you say the word Angrez, it refers to the white Britisher, not
That's,
the
I
dark
think maybe
skinned
that's a
Britisher.
stereotype because we think when you say Angrez.
Angrez,
You're not thinking of
Firang.
Gora. You're thinking of the.
Damn you, I just like the name. Can I keep the name or not? Don't go to the origin.
keep it.
People call
Keep
me
it,
Royce.
Cyrus.
Keep it,
D'Souza,
Cyrus.
people like
It's
Abbas.
yours. All of yours.
People
All of
call
yours.
Cyrus
me
Kala
Royston
Angrez.
D'Souza.
Yeah. He's got a
People like
problem.
Abbas.
Royston D'Souza saying you call him Royston D'Souza. People like Abbas. Apologize for
Oh, okay. Fair, man. Fair. That's an honest mistake to make.
I also
yeah.
have a friend called Desa. I don't know why I do that with Royston. I apologize.
But coming back to the,
Coming
the
back to
story.
the
Maybe because you're
Yeah.
hungry.
Meghnad was
You
just
don't
saying.
I
something.
was-
get enough food.
Yeah,
Go
so they found 6 kgs of gold. Okay, so 3
Dude,
gold
photos are
bricks.
insane. Oh, the photos
Yeah,
we've seen of
exactly.
the apartment. There are literally, you said Kanchenjunga, it does seem like a huge mountain pile of money on the bed, on the floor. All the photos are being taken off
They
it.
got it out of the
Insane.
bathroom and stuff also. So like
Yeah.
it's stashed everywhere. And
3
apparently
gold
the
bricks,
aide said
6
gold
bangles.
bricks,
Yeah,
6
3 gold
bangles of
bricks.
half a kilo.
Meghnad,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
but
also
A gold pen.
a gold pen. And one more interesting thing that the ED said is that envelopes of the higher education department were found that contained 5 lakh rupees cash. Okay, and a diary with 16 pages of entries about alleged appointments. Again, with the logo of the department, right? I mean, if you had to pull a scam, how dumb are you that you actually let the envelopes be in that, like with the emblem and the diary with the emblem, so that
Yeah.
you can directly connect it to where it came
no,
from.
but they didn't expect to get raided on that particular day.
Yeah,
so a
I
little
mean-
bit here and there could have happened. That I don't completely.
Is
My
it
worry is that
foolishness or is it bravado? कि क्या ही उखाड़ लेंगे?
not bravado.
Okay,
You can't think of everything. Like when you were robbing the IBM office, Abbas.
Yeah,
You didn't.
yeah.
You know,
That's
we
what
could
I
see the
left,
stuff in
but
your
Amit
pocket,
called me
yeah.
back, so now I had to return
Yeah.
everything.
He said, "I'm proud of you, beta." Yeah. But just one quick one. So,
Yeah.
what about like the toilet paper? Would they use a cheaper currency for that? Like the smaller notes? You would think.
No, I think-
That's all
If
those
notes
are
are
के
If
note
only,
मेरे
yeah.
तो.
वो
Yeah,
de-
yeah.
demonetized notes they used for toilet
Yeah.
paper.
which is what the whole country had to use.
Yeah.
Also,
Anyway,
Abbas
this
had
guy.
brought up something we were talking about before we started recording. What even is aid? Like, what
An
does that word
aid
mean?
of the minister.
Like,
Does that
because
mean
how is he? How does he trust an
AIDE.
aid so much?
AIDE,
Yeah.
yes.
How does he trust his
No,
aide
I'll
so
tell you.
much that he is?
Yeah.
No, she's like a PA. She
Is
functions
it
as
really?
a
There's
second.
nothing.
No,
There's nothing
no.
romantic going on between them or something like that.
Hey,
I don't know.
I'll
I'm just
tell
saying.
you.
I don't
how
know.
can we say
I
for
really don't
sure?
know.
I don't
We
know anything.
I
concluded
really
that
don't know.
because the person, this woman, is kind of good looking.
Hey, that's very sexist. What do you think?
Yeah.
I know it is. I apologize. I'm not saying we are
There are
correct.
many ministers who have relations with
Yeah.
bad-looking women. I have a whole record of that.
I was
You
trying to
are wrong
avoid
say
that.
this.
Abbas
woke,
has no
guys.
subtlety. He's just open
Really,
word
Abbas?
post
Hey,
and all
this
that.
one was
This is-
like,
this
she's
is
kind of hot, yeah.
Judaism. This is not woke culture for us. This is
I don't know.
partner Sun.
No, can we go back to aid, the meaning of
Aid,
aid?
Yeah, he's
I can
explaining.
explain because
Yeah,
I
he's
was
explaining.
one. Okay.
Oh, damn.
I was
Oh,
an
You
how
aide
many
to an
scams? Huh? Let's
MP.
check his apartment. Let's
You
go to
were a
his
lover.
house.
You were
Check
a
his
lover of a
apartment.
minister.
We
Which
get
minister?
crores and lakhs.
You were the partner
Yeah.
of which minister? Which minister was your partner?
बोलो बोलो बोलो.
मेघनाथ
I'm
की
many,
आंखों में
multiple.
डिफीट दिख रहा है कि मैं क्यों ट्राई करता हूँ.
हम
He
सब
was
polyamorous
passed around like toilet paper. What's going on?
group थे.
But sorry, how long did you be an aide for? Well, how long were you an aide for?
I was like different kinds of aides are there. I was a legislative aide. Then later I was just a general aide, which is
Okay.
basically a PA's job, right? So these aides
Okay.
are essentially private assistants. So like if you're running a ministry, for example, and this guy was, so then he
Yeah.
will have many departments that he has to handle. So he will have
Okay.
one aide attached for each department, so
No,
that
no,
coordinate
no.
karna hoga.
Oh, so this was the
So
corruption.
Abbas.
This was the corruption
Basically,
aid.
these are the
Abbas,
people
Abbas,
they
you
use to
explain this.
stack their
Abbas, you
illegal
explained
cash.
this.
Is that what it is?
Remember?
Is that what it
When
is?
you- Abbas explained this
Yeah.
long ago when you hired Silvery, you said he was your aide. He was
I
your
did not
personal.
hire him firstly.
Yeah.
You did. You
As
hired
an
him as your
aide,
aide. He used to walk
That's true,
behind
yeah.
you with his head down,
Yeah.
taking down notes and all.
And you
Up to
better
क्या
take
Because-
care of my cash.
Because he gave me HIV. He used to call me his aides.
Oh man, low
Yes.
hanging
But
fruit.
one
Well,
interesting
I
thing
went
about
there,
the
man.
AIDS,
Yeah.
AIDS, AIDS, is
Yes.
What
that
happened to your woke culture now? I am just so stunned. You can't say
No,
husband
That's
and
why
wife.
he's
but you can-
clarifying, no?
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
why I'm
Let's do
clarifying.
it.
Chat
It's
में
on
already
record. It's
लोगों
on
ने
record.
वो- yeah, chat में already लोग बोल रहे हैं, तो I was clarifying. But the
हाँ.
another job of these aides is to act as gatekeepers, right? So essentially, what happens is, hypothetical example: if you had to get a meeting with a minister, you contact
Yeah.
the correct aide, which is a trusted person that they have, and then you try to set up meetings with them. And usually, you have to give them something to do
The
that,
aide.
right? Or the aid, yeah. So it's a gatekeeping mechanism in a lot of places as well.
When you say
because the
something,
minister-
can you specify what exactly?
it can be anything. I mean, like whatever
money
the
It
minister
could be your
wants.
finger.
So,
What
so
do
you're
you
saying
think?
do
Why you
do
wanna go
politicians when politicians start off in their political career, are they aides of other ministers and politicians?
So
Is that how it
rubbish?
works?
usually what happens is that
I don't know.
politicians always have certain
In India, you have to be
trusted people
somebody's
around
son or
them.
daughter. That's how you get a seat. What's wrong with you? Don't you know the
Okay.
rules?
These are professional chamchas essentially.
But there
right?
are
Essentially, but
Yes.
more or less, they are more trusted people because they know everything about the business of the politician. They
I'll
are
explain.
there all
I'll
the
explain,
time.
Abbas.
Okay.
They actually hold the cash.
Yeah,
they are the
exactly.
ones.
As
They are actually the
apparent
most
in this
important
case.
cog in the wheel. Because Mr. Clean doesn't hold anything himself. After Mr. Clean, the Meghnads turn up. So Meghnad is actually the guilty party in terms of their blood is on his hands, in a manner of speaking.
So if Cobra Post say were to do like a sting operation of all the aides of all the ministers, would that make it easier to catch all the ministers doing something wrong?
I mean, it depends.
But you can't link it to them definitely every time.
Exactly. Like,
But
you know,
in
like,
this case, they
was
could. Yeah.
because
this case
of
is
the
different. They had a
envelopes.
tip off and whatever they. Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
Well, I brought it all back, Cyrus, because of the envelopes.
But Abbas, coming back to I still want to know, do you think it's a romantic involvement or not? I mean, what are the chances? Not to be gossipy.
Look,
but
I mean, I'm
what
not.
the hell?
The ministers are fucking ugly looking, and if they have really good looking aides, then my mind goes in that direction only. As
And
an
there were
also
ugly
I'm
two
asking-
aides.
person.
There were two.
I like
Aides.
Abbas's honesty at least. I would
But
never
say,
admit to that. you know.
Meghnad,
Like
who's the second aide?
So I don't know the name, but they kept mentioning that there is a second aide जिसके भी घर
No,
पे
there
raid
are-
पड़ने वाला है.
oh, okay. What?
अच्छा,
Okay, okay.
मतलब और निकलेगा.
Okay, okay. So what
और निकलने
I
वाला है. So
what I
this is
understood
the-
as of now
Hmm.
is that this current aid also had two houses. जहाँ
Yeah.
आधा
Two
कैश एक घर पे
houses?
मिला,
In the same
आधा कैश
society.
एक और घर पे मिला. हाँ.
Two houses plus they discovered a lot of other property papers. So based on
Huh.
those, they found another aid which they are going to also raid. now.
Okay, so two houses in the location. अभी एक और aid.
This one-
उसके aid का एक और गांव है. It's snowballing to lots of. Very
Wow, really.
interesting.
Yeah.
So 23rd was the first raid where they found like some 23 lakh in cash. yesterday
Nothing.
was the second raid. So total, I think, कुछ 50 crore से ऊपर चला गया cash.
49
Superb.
point something.
Overall,
Also,
India's
isn't it
proud.
ridiculous?
India's proud.
Isn't it ridiculous that they waited those 4-5 days anyway?
I was also
Right?
very weirded out by this.
It's
that
like they're
if the
giving them a
first raid
chance
had
to-
happened-
I mean,
How
Yeah.
I'm
India has
sure
fallen.
it's the ruling party, right? He's a member of the ruling party.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah,
sure
of
there
course.
must
Yeah.
have been a leeway
Safeguard.
time
Yeah,
window given.
But then since then he's been
Oh,
suspended.
somebody's
Jitna
turned
salvage
BJP
kar sakte ho,
supporter.
karo.
Somebody's become a
No, no.
BJP supporter. Somebody's joined the rank and file. Somebody's put his hand up and said, "I give up." So, okay,
You
fine.
know what?
Let's
This
do
is a great segue to the next story. Can I do that?
No, but
You
before
can't do this. You
No,
can't
we can't
announce
just
you're
rush.
doing a segue and
We can't
say
just
do the
rush.
segue. It defeats the whole purpose.
Oh my God, Shreyas Manohar is in the comments.
my segues are smoother than this mockery you're making out of a genuine art form.
Agreed.
Shreyas, you will be
Sure.
missed because
Yeah.
Abbas has decided to take you off the roster.
So Mithun Chakraborty, the evergreen Mithun
Yes.
Chakraborty,
Uh-huh.
who's now a part of the BJP,
Chakraborty.
said that about 38 TMC MLAs are quote unquote in touch with the BJP, 21 of them directly in touch with him, implying that they are planning to jump
Come
ship.
to Maharashtra. Between Monday and Sunday, nobody knows who's in touch with whom. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Nobody knows what party they're in also half the time.
Implying that they plan to jump ship. So we did see a lot of this happening before the Bengal elections, where a lot of TMC
People were- yeah.
members jumped
And then,
over to
and
the
then
BJP.
Ghar Wapasi
And
also
then
happened.
came back.
After
yes,
the
Ghar Wapasi.
slaughter, they came running
Babul
back and were
Supriyo,
taken. Most of them were taken back in the fold.
Babul
They were.
Supriyo is now in the TMC. So
Yes, Babul is back in TMC.
yeah, but do you think something like that is possible in Bengal, like what we saw in Maharashtra?
It's not Bengal or Maharashtra. It's human nature, boss. Everyone's an opportunist. I don't know why people think of this as some
But
great
the
thing.
difference in seats is
Yeah.
way
Tomorrow,
more
if
in
some other
Bengal.
podcast offers you more money or whatever, you're going to say, no, IVM Zindabad. I like to
Of
work with
course,
Cyrus
no, I
and Meghnad and
won't,
Silveri.
Cyrus. I'm loyal to you and to IVM.
Cyrus will leave.
Just for that, I want Shreyas back. Silveri, I want Shreyas back.
Cyrus will be
Just
the
for that.
first person to leave if he gets more money. For sure.
No other podcast pays as much
Yes.
as this one.
There's
Yeah.
no other
podcast pays maybe. So
Yeah, exactly. There's no other podcast in India.
Yeah.
But coming back to
If Joe
politics,
Rogan, yeah.
well, why do we find this a problem? From anybody's point of view, it's a career. Politics is a career. Stop thinking of it as some great, I am the social, reformer. That's all gone. It's a career. So they're looking out for their own asses, and that's what happens. Maharashtra, Bengal, Punjab, Germany, wherever the hell it is.
Yeah.
I don't see that as a big problem. My only problem is that when they switch like this, people should understand that they are really secular and that the world is more secular than you think because everybody has a price. So all this philosophy is bakwas. That's what it turns
Yeah.
out to be. Hindu is a Muslim,
Yeah.
upper caste is a lower caste, this one is a that one, left is right, woke is do not woke. It's all the same. Everybody has a price. It's all F all. So I feel very good when I hear these stories. This is a milk of human kindness from the minister's side in a certain way.
you
Meghnad,
feel
salutes.
good when governments become unstable.
No, when they're willing to turn left, right, and center, because that tells me that they actually don't hate each other as much as you think. They just use this mechanism to get their seat. There's no real, genuine hatred. It's very rare.
I mean, sure, if you want to look at it as a business, then I had also proposed like an auction of, like MLAs right before the election. So, like, I mean, it can be a transparent auction.
And
right?
also
Then-
auction replay
Like
because
how
then they have to
sports
come
teams
back.
are selected.
They have
Yeah.
to come back. Yeah.
I mean, no, but
Yeah.
think about it, right? If you do an auction where an MLA is sponsored, right? And you ask people to sponsor them. So a company sponsors them and this MLA gives them a contract, right? Just that it's all transparent and in public, right? And
Yeah.
whoever pays him more gets the contract. And then the party gets the money from the MLA and the MLA gets
Okay,
to keep some.
Now pays
I
him
mean,
more is
that's the basic thing that you want, essentially.
okay. Pays him more is also in kind, huh? So it's not. I don't mean sex.
Also,
Yeah, cabinet post somewhere, post for the kid, whatever. Get this guy out of jail. So it's in every way. It's not just money, but
Of
that
course.
gratification that you look for as a person in life, personally for your personal gain, that's important. That's a beautiful thing. People who chase money can never be very evil. All said and done.
That's
Whoever said
not
money is the root of
true.
all evil that's a stupid line taken
So
out of
you-
the big
that's-
book.
So you mean to
completely
say
wrong.
this aide
All
just-
corporations are heroes then.
This
according
aide
to
who,
They are not as bad as you think.
50,
That's what I'm
50
saying.
crores. You
Goldman
think this guy is not an
Sachs.
evil guy?
No, but
Ooh.
about Mithun Chakraborty,
He's not as
Yeah.
evil as some other people, bro. It's
He's
terrible
actually
what
not
he's doing, but
evil.
there's some really evil people out there, who kill children
Yeah,
and things like that. There's another level of evil. You see, this is a slightly different level of evil. So for me, this is hope. This is how you look at things from a positive perspective. You have to find things, the theory of relativity. How relatively bad is it? That's what it is.
But greed is one of the sins, right?
no, but I kind of agree with you, Cyrus. That's my point. I agree with you. But I just want transparency in this whole thing. Like if you are buying and selling MLAs, do it.
That
But
would be
just
too
tell the
good, bro.
public that you're doing it.
It would be
and
like
you know
IPL
how you're
auction. Can
doing
you imagine? Literally, they're standing there. All the big parties, Aam Aadmi party is saying, we are booking this guy. And then there's a
it.
fight going
Exactly.
on. And I mean, it would be
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
beautiful.
And you
And
televise it, sponsor,
yes.
उसमें भी sponsor आएंगे. Then it's like a whole business model then.
And Kangana could be the
democracy
anchor.
becomes a business
That would be,
model.
we get the right people. Kangana as anchor,
Absolutely.
Abbas and Kunal could be serving food.
Munawar can do a
We'll be
stand-up set
commentators.
beach mein.
Yes, but on the border. So
wherever.
right there. Yeah.
Cyrus, have you? Someone has asked, have you ever met Mithun?
No, I don't think so.
I have met
missed-
Mithun.
What?
sorry.
Oh, cool.
Steal the
Yeah,
story.
yeah,
Were you his aide, Meghnad?
Cyrus, go on. Cyrus, you are
He was known.
known.
I'll just give. I don't know these two know, but he was known to be the cleanest. And today, Akshay Kumar is the highest taxpayer, single taxpayer. Apparently, last week it was said.
Yeah.
But he was known to be the highest taxpayer for many years.
He was
And
also
to be
like,
very clean.
he was making the
in
most
terms
number of movies for a few years also, if I'm not wrong,
Yeah,
right?
He
80s
made
and
movies
90s.
in 3 days in Uti. It's a known fact.
I've heard
If you've
those.
seen
Yeah,
Hitler, you'll know what I mean. We sent it to the Oscars, they sent it back immediately.
Hitler was the name of the movie.
I
It
think.
was a boss when I was
It was
growing up.
Hitler was Mithun in character.
The character's name is Hitler.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't ask.
But dude,
Please
I
don't
love.
ask.
I still go back and watch those old Bappida Mithun songs.
Gunda.
I remember
Disco
Shakti
dancer and
Kapoor
all, yeah.
telling us how they would shoot it. They would go there, and the big Hindi film icon would go there. Mostly it'll be actors from wherever, and small time actors. And that guy will shoot all his close-ups. That's it, in 2 days, and come back. And then they'll put it all together, all his stuff. So he has no idea. Shakti Kapoor said, I have no idea what I'm doing in this film till I see it, because there's no perspective. It's just jawab, whatever. These dialogues in close. So he has to figure it out from there. He has no idea what's coming before and after. But yeah, anyway, point being, he was known to be an honest man. Yeah, you were saying?
Yeah.
Mithun?
No, I was saying this Mithun Chakraborty and this ED raid thing is a bit connected as well. So because so when I covered the West Bengal elections, right, there was this one thing that I found out that people were really angry with Mamata Banerjee, right? Because Amphan had just happened. And their ground level people did a lot of corruption. Like essentially जो भी उनको help और aid आ रहा था उसमें से वो एक percentage रख ले रहे थे, and then giving nothing, or sometimes delaying it, etc. तो बहुत bribery etc. हुआ. So before the elections, I think Prashant Kishore came in and wanted to strategize. So he advised her to punish all the people who are at the ground level, so that they can recover the money and give it to the people. So that was how they tried to control the PR also during that time. And elections there was a committee set up, kuch logo ko punish kar diya. The one thing that I learned was Partha Chatterjee, who is known to be like shady, was never touched. Right, and that was a big pain point for a lot of people. Now this is coming up because BJP was constantly going after them even during the elections, and now again they're bringing it back up. And Mithun is one of their vehicles to sort of also project that "Arey, hum to dekho kya karte hai" types.
But
Because Mithun
one
also
of the-
campaigned for BJP.
Doesn't every party in every state have their money man who they try to disassociate with? But it's sort of known prominent money man kaun hai, who's the financier or the, in a sense, connected guy with the money.
Yeah. So initially it used to be a shady thing, like money man, but now they're called treasurers. They're party treasurers, right? And they're supposed to like manage the funds of the party and get
Guys,
money for
Antariksh
the
is
party.
making notes about something. What are you
So
making?
technically, Meghnad, let me put a hypothetical question. Meghnad, if I ask you one thing, supposing we live off donations as a humble political party, the people love us, हम क्या करते हैं देश के लिए, समाज के लिए, सब कुछ करते हैं हम लोग, बिजली क्या ये वो. So now they get donations, and I'm saying I have all this money which is donations of people. There's no receipt. How do I prove this? There's no question of accountability in that sense, because I'm saying I've got donations from so many hundreds of thousands of people. How do you disprove my theory?
So there are a few ways you can donate to a political party. One is you can give cash, but it has to be below 2,000 rupees, right? So if you give below 2,000 rupees, फिर तुमको receipt काट के नहीं देना पड़ता है. If it's above 2,000 rupees, you have to give the name and
that's a
PAN
good enough
number.
loophole for me because the numbers are enough. No, I can just multiply on 2,000.
I know you can basically do 1,999.
So then how do you prosecute me? How do you prosecute me? I'm the ruling party. How do you prosecute me? I have the seats. I have the support.
No, but Cyrus, okay. So the second way to do it is by either bank draft or check, which is very transparent. So everybody's name is revealed. The third way now, which is called electoral bonds. Electoral bonds was introduced by Arun Jaitley 5 years ago. Now what you can do is you can go to a bank you can buy an electoral bond, which is like a currency specifically for political parties. वो कुछ भी मतलब 20 crore का भी ले सकते हो. Then you give it to that political party and they reimburse it from the bank. So your name is nowhere here. You cannot be connected to the political party. So अभी ये जो cash का फंडा है ना, it is completely gone because now electoral
I can't
bonds
trace
are
the
technically.
bond.
But then doesn't
The
this mean
origin
that
of
you
the
can just
bond, I can't trace
anonymously?
it. I
doesn't
can't
mean
trace
you
the
can-
money trail of the
Yeah,
where
that's
the
what.
bond has been
That's also a
purchased.
bad thing. So
No, you can't because the bank is in the middle, right? So you buy the bond from the bank, right? You give it to the political party. The political party encashes it from the bank. So the bank becomes a barrier which does
But
not connect.
see,
Oh, it's like a
but
gift.
also,
Okay.
but also, banks are also very corruptible very easily. As if we've seen anything from Bad Boy Billionaires, the show, banks are involved in every of those fucking scams.
So there is another. That's the tricky part of this, right? So
Guys,
right now
Meghnad
you
knows
can
a lot
buy-
about this Jugaadgiri. Huh?
Yeah.
Just for the record. More
He's
than
he's
you
opening a
should,
bank. He's opening a bank soon.
communist, woke culture,
He's opening a
journalist,
bank,
partner. Sala, under all that, this is
No.
the mastermind of the century we're talking to.
He's just well informed. We are the less
Cyrus-
He's
informed.
got 7 ways to make money. The politicians are listening to our show saying they want this guy as aide now. हाँ Meghnad, और बताओ.
Chai Biscuit is saying Meghnad is too intellectual for this podcast.
I know that
And-
Chai Biscuit. Look what I
Okay,
and-
Meghnad, you have a minute to wrap this up because Sparsh is going crazy saying you need to go to a break. So your last word on electoral
I just wanted
bonds.
to complete that one point that Antariksh raised, right? You know, the
Yeah.
bank
Right.
thing,
You-
right? You know,
you said there's one
right
more
now
way.
you can only-
1 minute on bank corruption and electoral bonds.
After bonds, what is the one more way?
No, I told
To
you.
send
no,
the money
bank
to the
draft-
party.
Bank draft, check, bond, or
Bond.
cash. So I mean,
And
I'm
there's no-
considering draft and check as the same thing. So I said three
Okay.
ways, right? So bond is one. One is through transparent banking means, or the other is cash. Right?
And
So
2000 and
do that.
below, you don't have any accountability. Just remember that. It's a very good
But
point.
you don't
But,
need
the
it
Prime
anymore.
Minister's Relief Fund, apparently, you don't have to, there's no auditing done, right? You don't have to explain how the money came in. Is this true?
I mean, the Prime Minister's that PM Cares Fund is what you were talking about.
PM Cares Fund. Chalo,
PM
correct.
Cares Fund. Yeah, PM Cares Fund gets audited by an audit firm and
The
then
PM.
things
Hey,
are-
wait, let him finish. Bye. Yeah.
So if you want, you can go to the
Immediately,
PM
dogs
Cares
have started
website.
barking somewhere. Immediately, it's like a bloody queue, yaar. Okay.
Okay.
If someone wants to GPay to Brocha Janata Party, we are taking donations.
Yes.
Please, dil khol ke dijiye.
Yes.
In the meantime, we will take a
break
short
पे
break
but
and
मैं खुद को
come back.
थोड़ा सा कम कर
Let's go into a break. Hello, we're back.
Oh, shit. I
Before
was hoping
Cyrus
there's
speaks again,
I was
I
hoping the
want to
Wi-Fi
say,
disturbance.
Yeah.
Bolo,
I
bolo.
want to say,
You
before
only you've
Cyrus
spoken in the last
speaks
10 minutes. What a hypocrite.
we
People are
didn't. We
taking
barely
people in the
let
comments
him
and saying,
speak.
Tell us more.
We
Everyone is
interrupt.
running. Fine.
We interrupt him in the middle of every sentence. Poor guy. Let him talk. Yeah.
What show are you
before
on,
you
Silvery?
speak again,
He's doing a
Cyrus.
monologue for 40 minutes on Jugaadgiri. How
But
to
no,
We only
boost your
kept
party.
asking bond क्या है, bank क्या है,
Yeah.
पैसा कैसे देने का,
Yeah.
check
Now
किसको
Exactly.
just
करते,
imagine
किसको लिखते हैं?
all the questions that come will be from Parliament today. Okay.
Hey,
बोलो,
hey,
Meghnad।
hey, Meghnad, मैंने
One
मैंने
second.
50 करोड़ का घपला किया है. अब मैं क्या करूं?
What are you
No,
going to
but,
say, Meghnad?
Speaking of Parliament,
Yeah.
there was
But
Bahar in
last
Parliament
joke.
today.
Sorry, you
Last
didn't
joke.
answer the bank thing, by the way.
Last
Yeah,
joke,
we're
last
going
joke.
to, but
We're back
Yeah.
on that.
But we didn't finish it. So people, if
तेरे
they're
को
still
क्या
thinking,
क्या scam कर रहा है तेरे को, तू notes ले
but
रहा है
he
कब
knows.
से?
No, let him answer
I
if he knows. He's
know.
knowledgeable.
Is it
Can I just say
Is it
one
true?
thing though?
Outside the
Vineet in
houses
the
of
comments,
Parliament, you have
Vi-
to.
Vineet in the
Then it-
comments has said that he will donate $8,000 in brackets 100 rupees.
Oh yeah,
Great,
take it down, bro. Take it down. Aussie say you gotta
Great,
take it
great.
on the chin, bro. These things happen. Let it go.
Amazing, Vineet, amazing.
Great.
So the reason why I know so much about it because I was one of the journalists who broke the story that this is happening in
Meghnad
2017.
is related to all stories. He was an aide also.
Yeah, wow.
He broke the story on
So
the
that's
bank scam
literally
also.
One second.
Inside Parliament when
Understand
this was
why
happening.
Meghnad is over talented for this show. I'll explain to you.
I know,
So
yeah.
he
Yeah.
goes for research, he becomes an aide, he studies the market, he suffers for 2 years, and then he brings down the market. This is what he
Yes,
does
exactly.
in his career.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Which
and I,
means his
we don't even reach on time. Just the thing,
Yes.
we don't even reach on time. We
which
don't know what
means
the
his
topics
next
are.
story
Yeah.
is about corruption in podcasting.
Oh no!
Oh,
अरे यार मुझे लगा तू segue
shit.
कर रहा है. I was
Amit,
like,
be careful.
So what you're saying is he's targeted the rich, now get the poor.
yes.
Which are a podcasters.
Also,
We are ready.
one more thing, just randomly, is it true that they show in movies that how all political parties have connections to the underworld? Is this always true?
Now you're treating him like Google.
I don't know, man. This guy will
If my
have some
aunt having an
stories.
affair,
He'll be like,
you
dude,
know
I
Meghnad.
was once the aide of this
No, that's
politician.
not hard to believe. In India, you need different ways and means outside of the law to get things done. So of
But
course you're going to have
is
connections.
It really? But
Yeah.
I think
you
it's
you
a
have to
stereotype that
No.
has become
You
really
have to
What is
popular.
stereotype?
define what an underworld
Silvery,
is. Okay?
one second, Silvery, one second. Do you know how many permissions you need to build a building in Bombay, in your Powai or
Yeah.
anywhere else?
A lot.
How can it
yes.
not be corruption? There's a 37 licenses or some ridiculous amount like that, yeah. The
Yeah.
moment you
Sure,
have that, it just allows you to get into this vendor kickback
Hmm.
formation license dedo kind of thing. As you speak of license Raj in the 80s, the
Yeah,
famous
yeah.
going to Delhi to get the license and
Hmm.
what it was like a proper menu card. I mean, it was very official in a sense, unofficially
Yeah.
official. Yeah.
Is that right, Meghnad?
Licensing regime.
Yes, Meghnad. Meghnad broke that story.
He was not alive
Meghnad,
back
as a
then.
Silvery, Abbas, as a 9-year-old
Yeah.
child, he
Yeah,
infiltrated the Congress in those days as a
Wow.
9-year-old. Yeah.
Well done. Very well
Now he's a
Um,
9-year-old with a beard. See,
done.
Speaking of beards,
donating.
चलो beard से कर लो, beard से कर लो, beard से कर लो. No, I'm waiting. I want the
speaking
beard
of
segue.
beards, so
Huh?
Cyrus, you know how men are the more prevalent members of politics in India and posts
Very
like
good,
the
Abbas. Good enough.
like
I don't care
prime
about the story
ministers
now. Good
and
enough for me.
presidents, and now we have a second female president, Draupadi Murmu. But there was a bit of a ruckus in the Rajya Sabha when one of the Congress members, Adhir Chaudhary, referred to her as the Rashtrapatni instead of the Rashtrapati.
Yes. Now, I want to just tell you, we have got the right man to answer this. We started the show with a discussion on spouse and partner, wife or husband. There is only one man and one man alone who can give you the correct answer, and that is Meghnad, Lord Meghnad.
Cyrus, I predicted this and I got some trivia for you. Okay.
Bolo.
So basically, when Pratibha Patil had become the president, the first woman president, some activists had actually suggested that the Rashtrapati was a sexist word and that female president should be called Rashtrapatni. Okay, and that was rejected. What happened in this case was very random. They were protesting at Vijay Chowk against the ED, raiding Sonia Gandhi's house, or detaining her, questioning her. Now the media went to him and asked him, "Where are you going?" So he's like, "Rashtrapati Bhavan ja rahe." Next day they came back again and asked, "Where are you going?" And किससे मिलना है? So it's like, "Rashtrapati Bhavan जाना है, Rashtrapatni से मिलना है." And oh no, Rashtrapati से मिलना है. So he's a Bengali. If you hear him speak in Hindi, you will realize he makes a lot of these mistakes.
Yeah.
Right.
So he tried to run after the media people and tell them that, listen, that was a mistake. Please, that was a mistake. They did it.
But
So
media
now-
was like, nay.
Dude,
they
but
bola,
this
they
is-
bola. And
Yeah.
Finally, they got the
Also,
scoop
this
for the
is-
day. Yaar. How can
Yeah,
that? Come on, fair
exactly.
enough,
I
fair
think
enough.
also like this is a great trump card also, right? If you think about it, for the ruling party, because if they say anything against the current president, they can be like, oh, you said something negative against this
Against
person with this
tribals.
background,
Now
against
who's
tribals.
tribals.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's a
But
great
reverse
flip
it.
for
If
them.
that is you are the Rashtrapatni, then it becomes the first lady. What is it? How do you translate the husband? First husband. Like how they
Pehle
say.
pati. Pehle pati.
What's your official term? Is
So
it-
he does not
Rashtrapati
become the
I don't know.
Rashtrapati.
I don't know.
No,
He
that's
does
what-
not
what does he
become
become?
Rashtrapati by default.
The
Rashtrapartner.
So then, for example, president. Let's say president had a wife. President Zail Singh. If there was a president who had a wife, what was
Yeah.
her name? What was her official title in
She's
India?
the first
In
lady.
America, huh?
I don't think India has first
No,
lady.
no, so
I
then
don't think we have
Oh
forced
no, you
people.
have to. Yeah,
In,
when they
in
announce them,
America,
boss, at
in
function,
America,
they
if a
announce them.
woman becomes a president,
Yeah.
then the husband
Yeah.
becomes the first husband.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
They haven't had
Yeah.
one, right? So we don't
They
know.
haven't
haven't
had
had
one,
one.
yeah.
Husband of the nation.
Yeah.
Bill
And then
Clinton
what
could
happens
have
to-
been, but
What about
was
first
not to
partner?
be.
Meghnad, now you say something about first partner ka kya hua? That should have been the right
First
decision.
partner. That I think
Rashtra partner, yes.
is Rashtrapati really a sexist term or not?
No,
that
no.
is
I don't know.
that
It's
is the
not.
question.
I don't know.
Just
See,
because
the
it
pati-
has pati in it.
Exactly. The pati in this regard is not the pati that refers to husband. It's a
Then
title.
what is it?
It's a
What does it
title.
signify?
It's one word, Rashtrapati.
But it's a male title, no?
But then
So
you
ab
could
kya-
say that.
I
if a
think-
woman becomes a prime minister, do you call her Pradhan Mantrini? No, you
But-
still call her Pradhan
But
Mantri.
wouldn't you say the same about
Mantri is
Maharaja? It's a
gender
title.
neutral
The word
still.
Maharaja, Maharani.
Yeah.
Maharaja is a title also.
Yeah. So if a woman becomes a king, queen, whatever,
Yeah.
you can, if she wants, she can be referred to as Maharaja.
If she wants. Okay, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I think this one is
woke
much ado
culture.
about nothing. Yeah.
Please clarify. Why is the Maharani now called Maharaja? Maharani ji
If
has a
she
mustache
wants to be
now,
called
so-
the Maharaja, if for her Maharani is a term that is inferior because it's referred to as the king's wife, which by default, like, she does not have the same power as the king. She's like, call me Maharaja. She has to be referred as
Ketan
Maharaja.
Shah says Bill Burr did something stand-up
Yeah, he has
about
a stand-up
Yeah,
about
yeah,
the
about
being the
husband.
first husband.
About
That's a very good point
Michelle
now.
Obama bit. His bit about Michelle Obama.
I know
and-
it sounds really puerile or something and stupid, but it's a good issue. If you're going to talk about whether Rashtrapati is acceptable, what happens to the wife or the husband, whatever, whoever it is. It changes
Cyrus,
See,
everything.
none
Interestingly
of us
enough-
here. Yeah, go ahead.
have been
Interestingly
presidents.
enough-
What are you going to say, Abbas?
In 1949, when the Constituent Assembly debates were happening,
Now
this
you got him
exact
started.
question was
Oh.
asked.
And
That this
Okay.
was actually debated, that should we call the president the Rashtrapati or not?
that's it.
And
Meghnad, I've got a new name for you. You are now Yoda. Because obviously you're very old. Okay?
Oh,
You are now Yoda.
We can
That's
also
it.
call him Hermione because he knows it all. Hey, thank you. All right, guys.
I
go home.
prefer
There were
Yoda was.
suggestions, okay?
I like Yoda.
There were
Very good.
suggestions.
Please go.
One suggestion.
sorry, please go ahead.
Wait.
One suggestion was
Silvery, let
Neta.
Silvery leave here. Then we talk.
All right, bye, guys. I'll go more.
wait,
Great.
Meghnad is trying to educate us. Yeah,
Please,
one
please, yeah.
suggestion was Neta.
One suggestion was Neta. and
Rashtra
the
Neta.
Other suggestion, the other
Rashtra
suggestion
Neta,
was
what?
no, just Neta, just Neta.
Okay.
And
So
the other
Neta is
suggestion was-
gender neutral, right? Let's ask the Hindi experts since
Yeah.
his mom speaks Persian. We have
That's what
vaguely
I was
an
saying.
Hindi expert.
None of us are Hindi experts, so we can't really like comment on the linguistic aspect.
But on this podcast, I'll be the Hindi expert.
This,
That's fine.
this podcast you
Don't
do
worry about
roster. This week you're the
Yeah.
expert. Next week he's the expert. We
Yeah,
just change
correct.
like that.
Yeah.
and what was the second option?
Karnadhar.
Rashtrapati.
Karnadhar means
Rashtrapati is fine.
Karnadhar.
Karnadhar.
Yeah.
Are
But then again,
Karnadhar.
question is,
Then
if it's a female, then how does it? What would the Karnadhar become? Generally,
it's a gender neutral
Karnadhar
term.
only.
It's basically
Okay.
captain, right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
essentially, Neta and Karnadhar were both gender neutral terms.
so we have to
But
make a
you
list
know
of.
who vetoed this?
Who?
Jawaharlal Nehru. He wanted Rashtrapati because
Man.
Congress used to
Just
use
wasn't
the
woke
term
enough.
Rashtrapati for their own president. Their party president was called the Rashtrapati.
Here's another
and
reason.
Nehru
Who was
I mean,
Nehru
there's-
at that point?
thought to be one of the reason. That is thought to
No,
be one of the reason.
there's another reason you've not thought of. Rashtrapati, this is a Kunal Vijayekar philosophy. Rashtrapati is 4 syllables and Kanadhan is 3 syllables. So that means you have to write less. Say Rashtrapati, then your speech becomes less. Dear Rashtrapati, already one word less because the one
So it
syllable
could
you
have been Karnadhar
Karnadhar.
Bhavan rather than
Karnadhar.
Rashtrapati.
It could have been
Bhavan.
any word which is basically neutral, gender neutral. So like pencil, helmet,
Yeah.
Walkman, mountain,
Why walk
pahad.
man? Why not walk woman?
No, Walkman is gender neutral because it's for both genders. You say Walkman. That's why I specifically took that
Okay.
example. I'm glad you noticed. Yeah.
Can we do one more topic quickly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what about semen? What about semen? Explain semen to me.
It's
Should it become sea woman?
men who are
Huh?
found at sea.
No, I'm talking about what comes out of what used to come out when you were younger of your.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
Why are you
Yeah.
putting it on me? I'm still in my 30s.
Yoda.
Give me a segue for the next story, Antariksh.
Uh,
You like movies,
Think that
Antariksh?
whatever you do,
the
you
movies
cannot
are
make up
pretty
for
good.
one
Hey,
rupee equal to
speaking of
$80.
movies,
After all that fantastic journalism, bringing down
I know.
empires, they won't let him go for that $1 80.
₹1
Man,
$80.
It's
will be stuck
84,
with me.
84 as we speak, almost.
Can I
84.
say,
84.
speak?
4?
Can you believe it, bro? Get a job in America and then spend money here. That's the way to
Yeah,
work now.
podcasters in America, listen. If you're listening to this, I'm telling Sarah to call me to
Podcasters
Canada.
in
She's
India are not
sending
listening to
only.
this. You're trying too hard.
You want to become Canada Moment and they're not letting you.
Yeah.
Why did you go home? You were about to go home, right?
Yeah, but I'm just,
Okay, cool.
just saying, you want to go to Canada, man.
Cyrus,
Are you
who's
going to
your
Canada?
favorite-
Abbas wants to go to Canada, but
No,
That's it
nobody's
for a
going
different
to
story, yeah.
Canada. Everybody's here. I'm trying to segue to the next.
Do you know that in
I'm
Canada,
going.
if you don't have a.
eager.
So you know how Akshay Kumar is called Canada Kumar and he's had so many movies with Katrina Kaif. Speaking of Katrina Kaif and Vicky Kaushal, their stalker
Are
has
on
been
the phone.
arrested. No, they're not.
yeah.
Their stalker has been arrested. He was this very creepy guy who
Cool dude,
was
cool,
a
let's be honest.
28-year-old
year old
Salman will bash you
aspiring
up.
actor.
Who?
He apparently used to like hang around and
Outside their house. or
outside
something?
their house
Yeah.
and follow them in their car also.
Is it?
And
Is
he
it,
used to put threatening messages on Instagram, and they've mentioned the name.
Abbas Moment was the
No,
name.
it wasn't. I'm not 28. First of all, his Instagram handle was King Aditya Rajput, and
Oh,
Vicky Kaushal
this is-
lodged a
I
complaint.
know. Very good chance this is Kunal. Vijay Kunalkar. Very good chance.
No,
I've
An-
seen
another
him.
creepy. Another creepy thing that he used to do is he used to take pictures of Vicky and Katrina, and he used to Photoshop his own face on Vicky Kaushal's face, and he used to do a pretty good job of the Photoshop.
So was he
photos.
kissing
I mean-
Katrina or was he kissing Vicky Kaushal? I'm
He
confused.
wasn't kissing anybody.
Yeah, he was just standing next to them as.
I mean, he does all
their
this work.
actual
He doesn't give
partner would
himself
be.
any. Horrible film. I don't watch his movies. I don't like this guy's thinking. It's not good enough
No,
for me. He
but
goes
I-
nowhere.
He
confused.
hasn't come in any movie.
Now how will he? He'll become a documentary.
Yeah, exactly.
40 years in jail. Whatever.
Yeah.
Why is he?
But-
Why is he Katrina and Vicky's stalker? I mean, he's Katrina Kaif's stalker.
Because they always go out together.
What?
So we're
No,
not
no,
sure.
it's-
Yeah.
The screw, marry, kill thing. No, it's one of them he has to screw, one of them he has to marry, one of them he
So
has to
I
kill.
explain,
But he's-
Meghnad.
This is-
While you are doing
he's
what you can
deciding.
for
He's still
independent
deciding.
journalism to bring down empires and corruption, my
Yeah.
two knights in shining armor, this is their thesis. Screw, marry,
So
kill.
really
Got
Yeah.
it.
And
Screw, marry,
eating
kill
of
all
an
day,
empty
yeah,
plate
just
at
thinking,
the
yeah.
audition, but
Very
hoping it was butter
Yeah.
chicken. So everybody's got their own path. That's
I'm
important.
indulging. Cyrus, I'm indulging. I'm
Carry on,
okay.
Screw. Screw, marry, kill.
Yeah.
Do you remember, Cyrus? I played this game with you, with me, Antariksh and Vinay, screw, marry, kill, and you wanted to marry me, you wanted to kill Silvery, and then you wanted to kill Vinay, and I was like, so that means you'll fuck Antariksh, and then you were like, I don't want to play this game.
Sadly for Silvery, we are still to get a donor. Silvery, I'm doing my best. We're looking around. It'll happen sooner or later. Don't
That's
worry
fine, that's
about
fine.
it.
No problem, man.
But
All good.
coming back to
talking about
so this
movies.
guy-
Oh, segue.
If you want to talk about if you're done with this, that
No,
is.
no,
I mean,
tell
it's a
me.
bad thing. They have a stalker, whatever. Okay.
Oh, that's disdain, huh?
I
I felt the
I
competitive
saw-
urge there. That's disdain from Silvery to the
No, no,
senior
no.
member of parliament.
no, I'm just
Unbelievable.
talking
Take
about
down the note.
I
You
saw-
and I both read
I
body
saw-
language perfectly.
Perfect.
this past weekend. I saw a movie with one of Katrina's exes, Ranbir Kapoor. The movie is called Shamshera.
He sat with you
And
in
it's
the
one
cinema.
of-
You saw with
Yeah.
him like
The
together
movie
sitting in the
had
cinema.
him.
He was in the movie.
He was in the movie.
He was in the
Arey,
movie.
Baba,
Yeah,
let
yeah,
Abbas
yeah.
do this. Na.
Yeah.
Abbas explains much better. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I don't know what topic this is.
I'm just
I
saying
thought it
terrible
sounded
movie.
like you're sitting with
Listen,
Ranbir
terrible
Kapoor.
movie.
Ranbir
Don't-
Kapoor and you are in the cinema watching the movie. That's how you go play it back to yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm
And
sure
wonder
I
why
said
no
it like
one's
that.
screwing you. This is why.
Someone
Are you
was-
saying I'm doubting? I don't doubt that I speak wrongly all the time. That's fine. I'm agreeing with you guys. Okay.
Someone in the
Oh,
office was telling me
self-defense.
that
Shoot myself
that
to save the gun. Huh?
the
Go on, sir.
director
Go on.
of Shamshera has come out with some statement apologizing for the film. Is that
I hope he has. It's a
Why?
pathetic goddamn movie. It is
'Cause it's
one of
done
the
very
worst
badly.
movies I've seen in the last
No,
10
one thing,
years.
he's
probably.
apologizing about it because
terrible.
it didn't do well or some controversy of
because
the film.
no, the film did not do well. It was
Yeah.
it's a big Yash Raj release.
It's a yeah.
And,
they
now-
won't even. It's looking like they won't even make back their budget for the movie. You know.
I didn't even know this
so-
movie existed. I mean,
Okay, then you're lucky, man.
Neither did
You're,
Yash
you're
Raj.
really
That's why
lucky.
they're
You're
angry.
lucky dog.
Meghnad, neither did
Yeah.
Yash Raj. They're very
what is
upset.
Shamshera about?
So Shamshera is a combination of like hodgepodge of movies like Bahubali and RRR and KGF and
Oh,
other
wannabe
like,
RRR.
these Pan-Asian movies. Okay, so like a lot of the ways they're shot is like that. The story is inspired from Bahubali, where there's a father character, and the father character is trying to accomplish something for his people, and then he passes away, and the the son has to carry on that legacy.
Sounds like Lion King.
Yeah, so
yeah,
Bahubali is
it
Lion
is
King.
all like the same trope, right? You
Yeah,
But
Bahubali is
somebody-
Lion King basically.
Some actors
But I heard
carrying
somebody
Ranbir
is
Kapoor and
inspired by
showing
some
him to the
real
tribe
story.
when
no,
he's a
no,
baby.
I don't know. Sorry, Sai, could you repeat that?
No, the only scene I remember is when they carry the Simba and show him to the tribe. So
The
the Ranbir
monkey,
Kapoor get
yeah.
carried and held
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Na Zavinya.
Pick up Abbas and put him on.
I don't
on
think
that
he'll be
penis
able to
rock,
pick
you
me
know,
up.
like the monkey standing on that
Yes.
penis rock, and then like
Penis-
this.
It's called Pride Rock. Show some respect, guys. Don't call it a penis rock.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson
Man.
got so much controversy for holding his kids outside the balcony in Germany, I think it was. And I mean,
Yeah.
the whole Lion King, what a dangerous thing. You're taking a small cub and you're holding him over a precipice like that. And you know, I mean, dangerous, yeah.
That's like the Michael
Nobody's-
Jackson thing. You remember the Michael Jackson video which had come forward when Michael Jackson was alive?
That's what
He was
saying.
holding.
That's
Oh, sorry,
exactly what Cyrus was
I
saying.
totally zoned out. Sorry. Full honesty. I totally zoned out. Start reading comments about people saying, "Oh, some people are agreeing with me, man." Okay, but that's fine. That's fine. Sorry, Cyrus.
Should we go to the AMAs or should we do?
But guys, do you remember
Yeah,
Michael
but-
Jackson once put a baby outside the balcony? You know?
Yes.
Okay, fine.
I do remember that.
Fun. Okay.
Okay, AMAs.
Should-
Dinner
do we
time.
want to
dinner
talk
time,
about?
yes.
Hey, Cyrus is frozen.
No, he's not.
Why
Frozen?
is he
Oh,
flying
he
on
is.
my
He is.
screen?
He is. He's like.
Oh, I have frozen.
Meghnad, is he frozen for you as well?
Yes, he is.
Oh, God.
Yes.
What do I do?
But we can
But I
hear
can
you.
hear him.
That's what you look like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Okay,
Then
so
it's
let's go
okay.
to the AMAs.
Then it's fine.
And what a nice expression. What a pleasant
What a great
sight.
expression, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
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 Correct. Can we all
cool.
can we all have a frame where we make the exact same expression
Can you?
and we
Can
just
you
get that
please
frame?
try? 1, 2, 3. And now talk without moving your faces too much. Carry on.
Hey guys, so what is the next topic?
The first one, no, let's go to the AMAs.
We don't have time for
AMAs,
you.
AMAs karo.
The
Delivery, you're
first
moving.
question.
Uh,
Follow me at Instagram and Twitter on Bored Brocha. I'm so bored, I need your help. I need your love. I need your touch. Okay, just follow me.
First question comes from Sahil Kafri. Sahil says, guys, anybody got hangover from the 1000th episode party? That is the Bhojan and the Pujas.
Bhajan.
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 Always the minorities get this wrong.
No, man.
This is why they attack us, Abbas.
Okay,
The bhajan is
I
very
have-
touchy
Man, I'm
subject.
dying.
Do you want to
I'm
talk about the
extreme
after
FOMO.
party?
I have extreme FOMO about this.
Yeah.
This is like dukti rag par what haath rakhna. What do you call it?
Pair rakhna.
Anyway, salt to the wounds. So this is basically you guys cut a cake. I think yesterday, two of
Three
them,
cakes.
3 cakes.
3 cakes.
Yes.
And then you did bhojan also. I mean, just-
Kind
And,
of,
and
yeah.
puja also. Yeah, don't forget the puja. We
Yeah,
had like a whole
everybody
thing.
was working with a
Yeah.
can of beer
Yeah.
next to
But
them.
that way-
yesterday.
Cyrus
We also
sang
did
the Hanuman
Aarti,
Chalisa and all.
Darshana. I mean, Shweta. I mean, there's a lot going on
Yeah.
in this office.
Yeah, yeah. Then we made Cyrus say Jai Mata Di, you know, properly.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
strippers
I can't
showed
pronounce
Like
up.
bolo
Also,
Jai
he
Mata
said
Di
to
bolo,
forget it.
Jai
After
Mata Di
Cyrus
bolo,
left.
Jai Mata Di bolo, and then he said it. But
No,
really,
Beautiful guys. Please don't
yeah,
try
we
this
are
at
all.
home without wearing underwear. Okay, it's very painful on the facial tissues and all that. So be very careful, guys, trying to copy this act. It's not easy. Yeah.
We're still hungover, man. The next question comes from Shavik Bakchi. Shavik says, since you all wear specs, has anybody called you double battery single power, at least in school? Yeah.
4 eyes. I've gotten the usual 4
eyes.
eyes.
Double
thing.
battery
Yeah.
single power, muh mein roti,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
pet mein chawal.
Abbas, have you noticed? No, Abbas,
Yeah.
Abbas, you have not noticed something. No one's
What?
upset that I've frozen. They're all very happy. There's not one comment saying they're all like, just go on with the show.
It's normal. Cyrus's freeze frame looks like a photo apt for his prayer
service when
when
that
it
happens.
Okay.
Okay, but look who
Wow.
That
said
was by
that.
Meet Modi.
read
Meet
the
Modi
name.
sent it. Meet Modi.
Just because
I don't know whether that's Meet
Um,
Modi or Meet
But
Modi.
were you teased in
Ah.
school for? Did you wear glasses in school?
I got my glasses in 6th standard.
And?
I mean, just the regular, not much. I didn't get teased much for spectacles.
Meghnad?
All my friends had.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I got it in 6th standard, I think.
Same, both
I
of
mean,
you.
just regular
Oh, really?
chashme stuff, nerd,
Yeah.
all that thing. So,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
When did you and Cyrus get your specs, Abbas?
I mean, I've been
43.
wearing them since I was a kid.
Seriously, Cyrus, you got it at 43?
Yeah, I had great eyes, bro. And I was the guy who used to call people chashmish and all that. So I'm that
Yeah,
guy.
there's
Wow.
karma is a
Karma,
bitch,
yeah.
bro.
Just wait till you
So
go
we had one
bald,
guy.
Cyrus.
We had one guy called Harsh. We had one guy called Harsh who was he had minus 14 in one eye, really bad.
Oh,
He used to
damn.
read from
I've
one
had friends
side.
who had
Mine
minus
is
12.
minus 9.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So
Yeah,
yeah,
if you hit his specs, he couldn't find his school bag. It was like that
Same.
bad.
Yeah,
Same,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's,
So I've been
Which you
Cyrus
used to do
said-
regularly, I'm sure.
Cyrus,
boys and
Cyrus, if I had an ice pick right now, I would break your freeze frame.
No, I like this. I'm feeling
You mean
relaxed. here.
pickaxe?
So good.
Pickaxe.
Pickaxe.
feel-
Okay,
I feel
fine.
like so many
Pickaxe,
Bollywood-
ice pick.
Bro, I feel like one of the greatest Bollywood actors of all time. I have this one expression. I'm staying with it. That's it, bro. That's
Yeah.
good.
Agreed.
No need to push.
Okay,
Shamshera.
this the next one comes from Saksham. Saksham says, "What are
Say the
your
full name?
Saksham Chug?
Chug.
What are your opinions on the
Chug,
new
Chug.
Vogue shoot done
Bengali,
by
huh?
Zelensky?
What?
Have you seen this, Cyrus? So Zelensky and his wife have done this artistic photo shoot with war happening in the background, where they are hugging each other in the presidential suite and everything. Then they're out on the streets and there are soldiers in the background, but they're posing like models. So
Is his
they've,
wife called the first lady? Rashtrapati?
Yeah, she is.
Rashtrapatni.
No, she's called the first lady, but this is face criticism that they're like they're not depicting the war with the seriousness that the people are
It's cruel
suffering.
people. How
I would
could you
say it's
criticize a
quite
guy
serious.
who's running a
I'm
country
looking
in
at
the
the
middle of
photos
a
right
war?
now.
Who the hell are you to tell him
You
what to
wanna?
do?
Can you share the screen?
Yeah, I'll share my screen.
Antariksh?
You can
but
take
like,
out
I'm
my
looking at the-
picture.
So I would say I mean it's fine that they're doing the photo shoot, but it doesn't look like super offensive or anything.
I thought it kind of walks that line of being in bad taste. So Antariksh is
Oh.
This
showing,
is one.
yeah.
This
so
is one. This
this
is
But
is
there
one,
is no war behind them.
no, there is one where his wife is
So
posing.
this one. This one. This is the
this
one.
yeah.
This one.
Like his wife is
Ah.
posing like a model with soldiers around.
Yeah, why does she have so
I don't
much
know.
makeup on?
Exactly.
Like,
Why
it's
not?
a war going on behind
If
Dude,
you're
it's
gonna
the end
die,
of the
then
world.
die.
It's the-
What's wrong if
they
you
might
die
die any
shamefully?
day.
But then, or
What
does
is
Let
the
her,
it?
deal,
let her
guys?
Or
do
does it-
anything that makes her feel better, man.
What's
Yeah.
wrong with you? She can't look pretty when she's in bad shape and bad. What the hell? This is too woke for
Yeah?
me. I can't take this anymore. Of
You
course she
can't
can
take
do
this
makeup.
anymore.
Of course she can look pretty. Of course she can look nice. What's the problem?
With
I don't get it.
soldiers in the background, I don't know. I mean, the guy might be dead tomorrow,
Yeah.
and you will
That's
get the
fine.
protection because
And
It's
she
you're
an act
might
of
be also,
defiance.
man.
It's an act
How
of
do you know they're
defiance.
not Ukrainian? They are Ukrainian actors anyway. They might be Russians.
What did you say, Cyrus?
If I wasn't frozen, I would beat you all up. I would beat you all up physically. I'm on the side of the oppressed always. It's ridiculous.
Okay, this
With
one
my eyes pick.
Pickaxe.
Hey guys, how many
Pickaxe.
fingers? Can you count how many fingers I'm showing?
Just one, and it's
9.
limp, and it's limp. Okay, this next one comes from Aditya Sharda. Guys, I
Yeah.
checked there are 988 episodes on Google Podcast. Did we retract or delete 12 episodes? Seriously asking.
That's a good question. I am not sure of the
Yesterday,
answer.
someone was saying
Can
there
you
are
give him a job?
1007.
Can we give him a
There's-
job? Because obviously we're not.
Yeah, poor guy
competent
went and
enough for this.
counted 998 88 episodes.
Yeah, we
तो
took off
12
12.
एपिसोड बाद फिर से 1000 करना है.
हाँ, चलो करते
So
हैं.
done. One more.
One more hangover.
Sparsh, another night you have to stay back in office.
Okay, I'll explain. Many episodes have frozen frames, so they don't count them
Yeah.
properly. That's
Yeah,
one of the
sure.
issues we've had here.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
all to do with Wi-Fi.
Also, I
Google,
think
Google
no,
Podcast is not keeping up with us.
I think those 12 episodes are episodes where Kunal Vijayakar was on the podcast and Cyrus made
Correct.
us delete them.
Yeah, that's
I
was the
said
problem.
no way.
Yeah.
India's hurt enough. We cannot
Yeah.
show this guy again and again.
Yeah.
Yes, fair enough.
Mature
Meghnad-
decision.
Yes.
Meghnad is moving in a rhythmic manner, which means he's playing with himself. If you watch carefully, huh?
So,
Look at that.
as you all know, okay, Sarah
Oh my
Lama
God.
has commented. She's saying, I'm not sure if people have already noted this, but when I was hovering over the YouTube video, I thought Meghnad was Anurag Kashyap.
Oh wow.
What?
We should
Okay.
capitalize on that. We should.
No, I mean,
we
wow
should-
for
yeah,
Anurag
we should.
Kashyap.
We should.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should double down on that,
Ah.
man. We need to do that. Yeah. You'll think Anurag
By the
Kashyap
way,
is showing
watch
up on
my
every
interview.
episode.
I have done an interview with Anurag Kashyap. Please watch it.
We couldn't
Oh,
tell
wow.
who's
Then
who.
how do we
Yeah.
tell who's who?
दो
Your
अनुराग
name-
कश्यप यहाँ पे
name
क्या
tag.
कर रहे हैं?
Just throwing it out there.
Hey, wow, we got a Ranbir Kapoor and an Anurag Kashyap. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
And Amit Doshi.
Those-
So what we do is we make sure one of our panelists is frozen, so that way you can tell each one is different.
That's
Otherwise, it's
correct,
very
correct.
difficult.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Next
Cyrus,
thing is
you know,
your turn.
Everyone is focusing on you, Cyrus. So हम हमारी तरफ तो कोई देखता नहीं
कोई
है
देखता
वैसे.
ही नहीं है, exactly.
हाँ.
You know how we have Bruce Wayne
So
as one of
sweet.
our hardcore fans? Well,
Now,
now we have Sherlock Holmes who has asked the next
Wow.
question, saying, Cyrus, what do you think of Magnus Carlsen not competing for the World Chess Championship? Also, who's your favorite chess player of all
So,
time?
favorite answer first between Bobby Fischer and Gary Kasparov. But Magnus Carlsen, this is a complicated answer now because he's not coming because they want to keep that title, not keep playing for it. It's like in boxing, you would defend the heavyweight title, just once or twice or whatever. You don't do it every month. So the problem they're having with all this, not following a due process in terms of, like a calendar year or a calendar 2 years or 4 years or whatever. So that's one of the reasons. Maybe he's scared. You never know because he's not had a very good run in the last few months as compared to his dominance before that.
but that's fine. No, that's not a
But
bad
I want to
thing.
just say Stalin gets a big thank you from me for picking up the gauntlet and doing this Olympiad in Chennai when others weren't willing to sponsor it. And the world is recovering from a pandemic.
Sparsh is
I
shaking
have
his
I have a
fist
question
in
actually.
Victory.
I have a question. If
Why is
Cyrus
Sparsh,
or someone can
shaking his
answer
head?
this.
I don't know.
But why is Sparsh
He
happy?
loves, what do you love? He loves chess.
Tell him I
He
challenge him
makes
to a
the
match.
right moves, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
maybe Sparsh can answer my question then.
Yeah.
How do you play chess? Sparsh?
No.
How do
I
you
know
spell
to
chess
play.
without the T? Correct. Good question.
Yes.
No, my
Go on.
question is, if Magnus Carlsen won the championship, is it compulsory for him to come back next year and defend it, or he can just हो गया
मेरे को नहीं
मेरा,
खेलना।
मैं
Hey, Baba, there's a point
मेरे को नहीं
system and
खेलना.
all now. They have to follow the system where they get points, so they lose their points if they don't defend it. Then
But
you
they
lose
won't
your
take
number
their
one status.
title away, right? They won't take the title.
No,
away.
you have the title till such a
Wait, now
time as your
you'll
points
hear
go
a
down.
fifth voice now. Speak.
Huh.
You'll have
Sparsh,
the
bolo.
title, but
Okay.
I mean, if you want to, basically, once you win the title chip, once you become the world champion, then you. So basically, if you win the world championship, then though you'll have to defend it. You can obviously opt out of it. It's not a
Right.
compulsion. And also, the same person who lost to you also gets a direct entry into kind of like challenging the world champion once again. So that's the thing.
Oh, okay.
And
Interesting.
here,
now
Magnus
I
Carlsen
feel
can
very
decide to
insulted
opt out.
that as a 50-year-old on the show, my clarification has been clarified by the scholar who's a 22-year-old on the show. Just that's the first insult I'm feeling. And secondly, the same frame which holds the face of Abbas, that cannot do justice to Rishi, Sparsh, and a full window. Okay, I'm just saying.
Says the
perspective
guy
from
who's
myself.
frozen since the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, I know, right?
Baba,
Really?
Baba, it's the
Ah.
doctor's fault. It's the medication they gave us. You know, is it COVID, kuch nahi
Okay.
hoga, kuch nahi hoga.
Okay.
Look at this situation. We have
Let's
to
do
stop now.
one more question. Who's your favorite chess player, Cyrus, of all time?
So
That was the second
I
part.
love. My dad used to tell me stories of Bobby Fischer when I was very young and how mad and crazy he was, and it was fascinating. But I like Kasparov, and Kasparov is like, from a political standout point of view, I mean, unbelievable that he would take on his masters from where he comes from, etc., etc. And if you follow him as a
Gary Kasparov.
spokesperson, Gary.
I guess.
Although his real name is slightly different apparently. But yeah, and he was fantastic as a player. He was unbeatable. There's Karpov just before him, and then there's the entire reign of Kasparov, which comes into early Anand, who, by the way, was very close to. But I would put Kasparov just a little ahead. I'm sure he would too.
Okay, the last.
Let's ask Sparsh, the expert. Sparsh,
Who's your
सबसे
favorite
बेहतरीन
Sparsh?
खिलाड़ी कौन है बैंचोत?
Bata Vanj. Kasparov, he also
Kasparov.
agrees to with that.
Kasparov.
Okay, the last question comes from Nandish. Nandish says AMA for Brocha Janta Party. Who are we assigning to different internal posts? I nominate Amit as
Rubber president.
Rubber president,
Rubber stamp.
Cyrus
Rubber stamp.
PM,
Rubber stamp.
Meghnad,
Yeah.
Meghnad PR Abbas Minority Minister, of course, Niv Animal Welfare, and Ayushi Transport.
I don't even get a mention. What the fuck? What am I doing?
You will be
my aide.
Okay. I know the money is better. It's not that
Boss,
bad.
you go to
Not that
jail. Nothing happens to us. You go
Oh,
to jail.
he's just fucking Abbas distances himself from me. Minority
Niv for
minister.
animal welfare. She'll kill
Animal
all the
welfare
animals.
minister.
Ayushi's transport.
Basically,
that makes sense.
Nivedita Menon and Menaka Gandhi, same people. So
Yeah.
and
She's
that
not
is what
Who ends
we
up the
managed
She's
to get.
spectrum?
Prakasam.
No,
So that is
I
the
know,
balance.
Oh.
That balance will be achieved, na? One saves animal,
Uh-huh.
one kills animal. So you get
Of
balance
course.
in the world.
Of
Yeah.
course, she's a serial killer. of
Children will be
Rashtrapati.
आकाश पुनीत को
Alright.
कुछ नहीं बनाना है आकाश पुनीत
Dude, I'm here.
नवीन
Those guys aren't
Boss.
here at least.
Guys, as a
Yes.
PM, I make this decision. Let's be honest here. And I feel Akash and Puneet aren't sucking up enough, frankly speaking.
That's
I'm not
true.
happy.
Yeah.
Really.
They will have to
Puneet
form their
mumbles all the
own
time. I don't even
division,
know what he's saying.
subdivision of.
I'll make
The Brocha
Sriram the
Party.
education minister for Brocha Janta Party.
He's a
Huh,
college
but we'll
dropout.
keep him away from press
So am
conferences. Abbas, we'll
Yeah.
keep Sriram away from press conferences. He's a bit of a loaded gun, and his
That's true.
look is worse than
Yeah.
Meghnad's.
Who will be
I'm
our
too scared.
spokesperson?
No, who will be the home
Meghnad,
minister?
Meghnad.
Yeah.
I'm the
Um,
PR currently. What is that?
Yeah, yeah.
all of
I guess
that. All of that. Public
I am
relations.
the
See,
public relations.
considering what Amit looks like, he should technically have been the home minister. But we've.
I think he'll join.
That's true.
I think Amit will join the opposition very quickly once this comes out. Chalo, guys. I'm
Yeah.
feeling frozen here.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty frozen.
Yeah,
Well,
yes.
wait for the pickaxe, Cyrus. It's on its way.
Yeah.
Hey,
But,
Royston's got a good point. Puneet gets railway minister because then I
Yeah.
should get Lane
Yeah.
in charge.
That
Delhi controller.
Then
Okay,
Akash
guys,
will be aviation minister. Then he flies.
I'm saying
all the time.
bye. From
Yes, bye bye, guys.
Central
Thank you for joining
Naveen
us.
should be
Only
bed
one
minister.
Thank you for joining us. Tomorrow we have a special interview episode. Look out for that one, and do join the Discord server. The link is in the
Yeah.
description.
And I'm in Bangalore
And-
tomorrow. If you want to come and say hi, I'm in Bangalore. It's $20 a
Yeah.
handshake, $40
And-
selfie.
are
you
$50
doing a
I'll pay
show?
if you stay.
Are you doing a
doing-
show?
No, it's a corporate show, but you know what the hell.
Okay.
ये
You wanna-
आम जनता के लिए थोड़ी शो करते हो तुम
हाँ,
ये सब-
अमीर हो तो मिल लेना.
हाँ, बिल्कुल।
नहीं,
And,
आप जनता is very
तुम
dangerous. They
पार्थ
start throwing
चैटर्जी
things
की
at you.
एड के लिए शो करो अब तुम मतलब वही
Hema-
बचा है
Hemisha is saying, I want Cyrus's schedule for Bangalore. I want to go stalk him.
Yes, at last a female stalker. Yes, please. I say yes.
Do you want to tell us? I mean, tell us where you're going to be in Bangalore.
You know, I
I
don't
mean,
even know
no,
the
not
client.
on air. Not on air. Don't say this on
I
air.
don't even know the client. Forget where.
Okay.
Chalo.
Can we all end with Cyrus's freeze frame again?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Bye.
Cheers.
Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps, please. We beg you, we need you. Send us your questions on Twitter on Cyrus Says In. Or you can email us, even if you're not female, on whatcyrussays@gmail.com.